Adam Cokehead, Sam, I went through Dave Rubin's subreddit. Dude, person after person said the Sam Seder video showed them the light and they realized how dumb or hollow this whole thing is. Can you guys please say something super mean about Dave? Look.
But okay, after Sam does, can I just say after Sam does what he's about to do? Yes, I will.
Well, can we play that? Yeah, let's do this. I'm not going to say anything super mean about Dave.
Can I just say that we spend so much time talking about how stupid Dave is, we don't spend enough time talking about what an asshole he is.
Now, look, I don't know. Listen, let me put it this way. I'm not in charge of writing the code of ethics for people who do political talk shows, okay? I'm not a columnist for the New York Times who would, make someone famous regardless of what they spew into the atmosphere, the intellectual atmosphere.
The intellectual ether or
Ether,
web.
Yes, or the darkness of the web, whatever. But look, plenty of times on this program, I say, I don't know. So I'm not going to comment. All right? I don't know international politics that well. I don't. When I don't know something, and there's plenty of other things domestically, I don't know. And I'm not afraid to say that because that, in my mind, that's the most honest thing for me to say, and it's a function of my integrity and what I feel like I owed the audience, and not just what I owe my audience, what I just generally owe society. Don't pontificate about something that I have no idea about that is serious. So when a guy gets elected to what is it, the fifth biggest
democracy in the world.
Fifth biggest democracy in the world. I wasn't 100% sure, so you notice, like I turned to Michael because I wouldn't say it. And I have a list of just
fifth largest economy as well, yeah.
I have a list here of what he did on day one, I think it was. Where is that?
Was that the Poggi tweet?
Yeah, I can't remember.
In day one, he eliminated, I could tell you off the top of my head, he took out protections for LGBT people, which I've heard something about Dave Rubin being gay. He overturned, lowered the minimum wage. He put the Amazon protections for the Amazon as well as all of the indigenous communities inside the Amazon. He put them inside the hands of someone who's an agribusiness lobbyist. A third of his part of his government is military, and there was actually one other really terrible thing, which I'm totally forgetting.
There's like the boys will wear blue and girls will wear pink stuff, and the SJWs, which I think
right.
Yeah.
Well, he promised an end to socialism and political correctness in his convention speech, but I'm trying to think of just like straight up policy. And he's promising to gut labor protections. Yes.
And this is on day one.
This is all.
And look, you could also, it's been going around. People have been a little bit talking about maybe this guy's a fascist or maybe not. This guy's definitely a fascist. Like if you check out like any of the news at all, it's hard to imagine that you wouldn't come across, at least some notion about this guy. He said stuff like he told a woman he referred to black activists as like animals. He said something. He
told a woman that she wasn't ugly enough. She wasn't attractive enough to deserve
rape
to be raped
or
by
something
him
in Congress.
He'd prefer to have his son die in a car accident than be gay.
Right. I mean,
the military regime made its biggest mistake was it didn't kill enough people.
Now, the flip side of this, let me just also say, there's an out for you in this situation. You could say, you know what? I haven't really done anything on this, so I can't really make a comment about that guy. Like, this happens all the time.
Well, the trouble is he did do something about it because he, as we did on this show, he appeared on a pro-Bolsonaro YouTube propaganda channel to talk about ideas.
Well,
so the problem is typical Rubin fashion. Clearly, he knows nothing, but he did propagandize for.
I'm not going to let my ignorance get in the way of a couple of clicks that I can bring
Indeed.
over some audience. But putting that aside, here's exactly what you should not do when you accidentally like, oops, I just supported a fascist who, incidentally, if Dave Rubin takes a trip down there, we'll see in 2 or 3 years if he could travel with his husband there. Oh, indeed. Continue.
What is your opinion on Brazilian Prime Minister Bolsonaro?
No, pause it. No, look, it's easy. Look,
No.
I am not going to. This is the one thing where I'm going to give him a little bit of a break because I mispronounce things all the time.
You do, but not that badly.
Bolsonaro.
I mean, that's a lot. Can I say that? Let me just say this really quick.
But listen, because I don't think it's just mispronunciation. I don't think he recognizes so much this guy. I don't think he said it. Much. He's never said the name.
This is a guy who is like the center of global news right now in the last couple of days. That's like you're not looking at your news notifications on your phone. But
but all that is fine. It's just that you know what you do in that situation? I don't know. I don't know. But Dave has got to project that he actually knows what he's talking about.
What is your opinion on Brazilian Prime Minister Bolsonaro regarding, oops, there's a lot of things moving here, deforestation of the rainforest? P.S. I'm a Christian, I'd bake you a cake, though. I don't know enough about him, but it sounds like he really hates Marxism, and he's really pushing Brazil to become more of a world leader, and that he actually is for capitalism, and he's trying to get some of the SJW stuff out of the schools. I just saw a tweet by him a day or two ago. So on that front, and I don't know a ton about him, that all sounds good to me.
But he's trying to get some of the SJW stuff out of the schools, like the things that say like you shouldn't be raping people or.
I mean, no, this is right on top of this guy actually walked it back because it was like an slight international embarrassment for a second amidst all the other things they're doing. But his minister said, boys will wear blue, girls will wear pink. And actually had to say, actually everybody can wear whatever they want.
Right.
Because even that was so.
SJWs have got to them.
Well, no, because the economists and the Wall Street Journal that have no problem with fascism are like, we certainly support the murdering of all the indigenous peoples to help our petro companies, but we feel slightly uneasy
it's
about
gonna look awkward when we take pictures of your students that they're all wearing
torturing gay kids in school isn't really great for the brand.
Now, tell me about this though, Michael. So Brazil seems to be becoming big, like they're back in the news. What did he say that they're like? He wants to make Brazil. What did he say? Like, how did he put that?
What did he say? Like more respected again,
or
great again?
Trying to be a leader,
like a global player. Yeah. These guys been sitting on the sideline.
Yeah, they were totally irrelevant under There was this thing that did happen from 2003 to 2010 at least, or 12, where they had stipulating the criticisms of these things, but they had the Olympics, the World Cup. Lula was the most popular president in the world with an over 80% approval rating. The economy grew by leaps and bounds. They took 30 million people out of poverty, and Obama met Lula and said, he's the most popular politician on earth. And they set up a new BRIC trade agreement and alliance with Russia, China, and South Africa, which still exists to this day. So some people think that period actually was really good for Brazil internationally.
Yeah, but now they're starting to, what is it he's called it, kick it into high gear?
Yeah, they're kicking into high gear.
Because they're getting the SJWs out of schools.
Yeah, because now, several months following the gunning down of Marielle Franco, who was an Afro-Brazilian lesbian who fought against police violence as a city councilor, and they haven't arrested anybody, they're taking it up a notch by saying we're going to actually formally discriminate against and terrorize gay, transgender, and lesbian people, which actually, another thing, incidentally, Brazil actually kicked it into high gear by having a woman president, Dilma Rousseff, and by being ahead of a lot of Western countries in gay rights.
To SJWE.
Very SJWE.
Look, this is one of those things that old threat, like I'm going to punch you so hard, like your mom is going to, get a black eye or something. Like this is one of those situations where Barry Weiss should be fired because
Yes.
of this. like,
Yes.
So embarrassing.
Hashtag fire Barry.
Hashtag fire Barry. And by the way, there's this just for pure incompetence and stupidity. That's it. For being bad.
Intellectual dumb way.
Yeah, for being a fucking moron.
The
Barry
intellectual
Weiss,
dumb way.
The intellectual dumb. This would be the closest equivalent I could think of is if somebody flew me to go to North Korea, or I just did like a North Korean YouTube propaganda video, and I was just like, people are really interested in ideas and collectivizing the means of production, and then I get a letter, and I'm like, Kim Jong-un? Well, I don't really know much. I have to do more research, but I've heard that he's taking a lot of land away from the rich people, which I like.
And he was really good about stepping over.
They
into
denounced
South
US
Korea.
Empire.
Yeah,
like the
he
South
just
Korean
really
guy
kicking
didn't
into-
walk
Yeah.
over the line there. He stepped over, which I think is pretty cool.
He's
That's good.
really kicking it into gear with the peace and the weapons. So
Totally.
I don't know enough, but
He's
I
got great
think
public
he's
transportation.
got great public transportation. But so I think he's actually he's doing a really good job. But I would have
Really
to
good
learn
job.
more.
But I don't know.
But I don't know.
I don't know.
Kim Suil.